thought what we do today is a little bit more of a flow style class as well. So it's a little bit of sequencing. And again, for me, it's really about getting that opening around the hips and that release around the hips. So that's going to be a little bit of our focus today. Guys, if anything doesn't feel good, then let me know and then we can modify as we go and I'll give you options. Okay, so as usual, you basically just need a mat, and then if you want to have any kind of bolster or towel or anything like that, you can have that handy. Okay, so let's come up, and we're going to start by standing at the very front of our mats. I'm just going to move my mat back a fraction. There we go. And separate your feet just a little bit so that they're hip distance apart. Just let your arms settle beside you. Lift your chin so that you're moving forward towards the horizon. And then you're just going to inhale to shrug your shoulders. Exhale, just let your shoulders lie down. And then allow your eyes to close or soften your gaze and look down towards the floor. And just taking a few moments before we start moving to notice how you are feeling today in your body. Taking a moment to notice your energy, notice your breath. Let yourself slow down just for a moment. Taking one more deep inhale and exhale. Really rooting into your feet, and then just blinking your eyes open. We're going to inhale to reach all the way up, connecting each fingertip to its partner, and then open your arms wide, nod your chin, start just rolling forward through your spine, and just coming until your hands are in front of your knees, and then you stay there, so it's not very far. Take your hands onto the fronts of your knees, and then lengthening your spine, reaching your tailbone up behind you and reaching through the top of your head, and then round your spine. Really lift your belly button up to your spine and tuck your chin in. And again, lengthen out through your tail, out through your crown, and then round the spine. And let's do one more time. So this is our standing cat stretch. Creating space, rounding your spine, and then pause for a moment. Let your arms go, let them hang, and then roll up into standing again, rooting into your feet and lifting your eyeline. Deep breath in, lifting arms up, connecting tips of fingers, and then opening arms wide, creating space, nod your chin, rolling forward through your spine, and this time you're going to bring your hands a little bit below your knees. Stay there for a moment. Now place your hands on your shins, and then lengthen your spine, moving into that cat stretch. And rounding your spine, tucking your tail, lifting your belly, tucking your chin, and again, lengthen. And as your spine starts to warm up, you might notice that you can move into a bigger range. So just explore the movement so it feels good and you're warming up. Round your spine, stay here, let your arms hang, and then roll back up into standing. Lifting up nice and tall. One more. Inhale, reach up. Connecting fingertips. Exhale, open arms wide. Look down. Rolling forward through your spine. Heavy arms, heavy head. This time going all the way to the floor. Put your fingertips to the ground. And now lengthen your spine, and you might need to push up onto the tips of the fingers here, and and maybe you can put the palms of your hands flat if you're warming up enough. Lengthen your spine, reaching through your tail, and then round your spine and fold over. One more time. Lengthen your spine, shoulders away from your ears, and then round your spine, fold over, and now move your hands just a little bit wider on the mat. You can go onto your tips of your fingers or flat hand, bend both your knees, stand on the right leg, picking up the left foot, and just balance here for a moment. So finding a connection to abdominals, rooting into the right foot so that you're standing firmly to the ground. And now stretch the left leg back and take a big step back. Now, if you need a little bit of padding underneath the knees, put your knee down, relaxing your foot out, and then walking your hands all the way up onto your knee. Pause here for a moment. So you still need abdominals connected. And we start shifting just a little bit forwards and a little bit backwards. So you're guiding yourself into that opening of the hip. But you want to make sure as you do this that it doesn't start to compress or crunch into the lower back too much. And let's just take 2 more. One more time. You're going to reach forward, hold it. Now put your left hand firmly to the ground. Start to guide yourself into a twist. So you're looking over the right shoulder. You can stay here or reach the right hand all the way up. Energy through fingertips, energy through the crown. Taking just one more breath in and out. And then release. Going onto the tips of your fingers and placing your hands just on either side of the heel of your foot. Start to glide your hips backwards and forwards. So now we're moving into a little bit of a hamstring release on that right leg. Let's take one more time. Pressing back, hold it there. Lengthen your spine as much as you can. Lift your toes up towards the sky, and then going into your windscreen wipers. So turning from the top of the hip, internal, external rotation. Last one. Bringing foot back to center. Place your toes all the way down and walking your hands forward. Now, pick up the back knee, stretch, and then lower that back knee down. And again, pick up the back knee, stretch, and lower it down. Go to one more time. Pick up the back knee, hold it. Now bend the knee and do a little hop forward. And another little hop forward. And one more hop forward so that your toes end up in line and you relax all the way over. Take a breath in. And now roll up into standing. Using abdominals and coming all the way up and tall. Take a moment to focus. Make sure you don't have a head rush. Reach up. Inhale. Connecting tips of fingers. Exhale. Open wide. Nod your chin, rolling through your spine, and we're going to bring fingertips all the way towards the ground. And again, we move into our cat stretch. Lengthen the spine, halfway lift, and then fold over. And 2 more, lengthen. And fold over. So you can feel a lovely stretch into the hamstrings. One more time. Lengthen. And fold over. Move your hands a little wider. Press into fingertips. Bend the knees a little bit. Stand on the left leg. Pick up the right leg and just stay there. Finding balance. Finding a connection into the gluteals on that left leg as you root into the floor. Stretch your right leg back and place your toes down. Now again, You're going to lower your knee to the ground. So if you need padding under the knee, go for it. Relax the foot out the back. And bring both hands up to that knee. And then just pause for a moment, double check if your back feels okay. And we start moving a little bit backwards and a little bit forwards. That's it. And notice on your own body if there's a difference between the two sides, yeah? Yeah. And then bring yourself forward, placing right hand firmly to the ground. Guide yourself into a little bit of a twist of the spine, and then reaching up through the left hand. Stay there, 3 breaths in and out. And on your next breath, release. Go onto the tips of your fingers, moving your hands a little bit back towards the heel of your foot, and then you can start moving into that hamstring glide. Shifting your hips backwards and forward a few times. Bring your hips all the way back and hold it here. Soften the front knee, lift your toes up, and then do a little bit of a twist so that your toes go in and out. There's a rotation happening from the top of the hip. Bring your foot back to center, press the foot down, walk your hands forward and then tuck the back toes, lift up the back knee, hold it, and then lower that knee back down. And again, energy through your heel and energy through the crown of your head. Lower, we're going to do one more time. Lift up, now push up your foot and do a baby hop forward. And another baby hop forward. And then bring your feet all the way in line. Relax over. Take a breath in. And then roll up into standing. Using abdominals. And coming all the way up into tall. Pause. We inhale, reaching up. Fingertips touch. Open arms wide. Clear some space. Nod your chin. Let's roll all the way forward. Letting your hands connect to the ground. And let's do one cat stretch. Lengthen the spine. And then fold over. Place hands flat or fingertips. Stand on the right leg. Pick up the left leg. And then stretch all the way back. And placing the foot down. Now, soften the back knee. Walk your hands up onto your knee and balance. If this is feeling like it's straining you, then just put your knee on the floor. No big deal. Pausing for a moment, and then bring the left hand down, and we inhale, reach up, and release. If this is really easy for you, maybe you want to straighten the back leg completely. You decide what level you're at. One more time, inhale. And then bring your left hand all the way down to the floor. Bring yourself into a twist, looking over your right shoulder. Right hand reaches up. You are very welcome to put your knee to the ground if you need to. Stay with your breath here for a moment. And then release back to center. Fingertips on either side of the heel of your foot, and we start to press back. And then bend the front knee again. So again, we're going into a hamstring stretch here. It's obviously a little bit more intense now because we've got the back knee lifted, you know? Let's do 2 more. Let's do 1 more. Bending the front knee. Walk your hands a little bit forward, and we're going to do those 3 little hops. So we hop a little forward, we hop a little forward, and then we step our feet all the way together. Relax over. Take a breath in. Roll up into standing. So I like to bend my knees just to really support my my back as I come up. Focus eye line. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open wide. Look down. Rolling forward through your spine. Letting fingertips or hands connect to the ground. Let's do one cat stretch. Lengthen spine. And fold over. Moving your hands a little bit wider. Balance on the left leg. Big step back with the right foot. And placing the foot down. Soften the knee just a little bit. Walk hands up onto your knee. Remember your options. You can put your knee down if you need to. Right hand releases. We inhale. And exhale. Breathing in. And breathing out. One more time. Inhale. And bringing hand all the way to the floor. Guide yourself into a twist. Left hand reaches. Breathe. 3 inhales, 3 exhales. And on your next breath, release, placing fingertips on either side of your foot. And let's glide backwards. Hamstring stretch. And bend the front knee. And again, press back. And release. 2 more. Last one. And release. Do a little hop with the back foot. And a little hop. And a little hop. Step feet in line with each other and relax over. Take a breath in. Roll all the way up into standing. And lifting nice and tall. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open arms wide. Feel your hands moving through the air. Nod your chin. Rolling forward through your spine. And just allow yourself to surrender here for a moment. Placing fingertips. You're going to lengthen your spine, doing a simple cat stretch. Folding over. Balancing on the right leg as you step the left leg back. Placing your hands flat to the ground. Stepping the right leg back. And we hold that plank position. Just let your knees hinge to the floor. Pick them up again. Let them hinge to the floor. Pick them up again. Hinge them to the floor. Release your toes out the back. Round your spine and let yourself just push away from your hands and stay here for a moment. You can add some little pulses if that feels good for you. One more. And then with the rounded spine, come forward until your shoulders are above your wrists. Stay here, and then lengthen your spine just to neutral again. Now you're going to bend your elbows and bring your chest all the way down to the ground. Nice and controlled, beautiful. I've come a little bit with my mat, so I'm just going to wiggle back a little bit. Now, I want you to take your right arm and reach out to the side like a Boeing 747, rest it on the floor. Turn your head and look to the left. Bend your left knee, and then start rolling yourself over to come into a shoulder stretch. We're just going to stay here for 5 breaths in and out. This is the most wonderful opening along the front of the shoulder. And for those of us that are right-handed, it could be quite an intense stretch. If you're left-handed, you may very well feel it more on the other side, but we'll see. Relaxing your head and neck. And And then on your next breath, let yourself come all the way back to the front, stretching the leg out. Switch hands, and on your left hand, you just turn and look the other way. Bend the right knee, and we roll up and over towards the side. Finding that release along the front arm line, feeling the twist of the spine, maybe feeling the opening of that right hip. Soften and release with each breath out. Taking one more breath in, and then release to come all the way to the front. And then placing hands underneath the shoulders with the elbows poking up. Separate the legs hip distance. Roll the shoulders back and just come up into a little baby cobra, not too high. Pause for a moment, and then releasing chest down. And again, inhale to come up into a little baby cobra. And exhale and release. Now, if that feels good, see if you can lift your hands up at the same time. We inhale, so you're lifting your chest and your hands. Yes, and then releasing down. One more time, and we inhale. And we exhale. Press both hands firmly to the ground. Come all the way up onto hands and knees. And bring your knees just underneath your pelvis. Get your wrists in a happy place. Reaching your right arm out to the side. Coming into a thread the needle. Resting head, resting shoulder, and then sliding the left hand all the way forward. Staying here for 3 breaths in and out. So once again, coming into a twist of the spine, but this time we are stretching along the back of the body as opposed to the front of the body. Finding balance between the two. Bring your left hand in, pushing into your hand, and then stretching that right arm all the way up. Turn to look at your right thumb. And we're going to lift the arm up. Breathing in as we open up through the chest. And exhale, come all the way to center. Left arm reaches to the side. Thread the needle. Settling yourself into that stretch, and then sliding the right hand all the way forward. Stay for a moment as you connect into your breath. Slide the right hand in again, all the way up you come. Reach the left arm to the side. Turn your head and look at your thumb, and start opening up across the heart. And releasing all the way back to all fours. Tuck your toes under, lifting your knees just up off the mat. Press your hips up and back. And just pause here for a moment as you pedal the heels towards the ground, getting a release along the back of your legs. And then press both heels towards the floor. Stay here for a moment as you breathe. Notice the connections of your hands and your feet towards the ground. And then on your next breath, lower both knees all the way towards the floor again and releasing your feet out. Rounding your spine as you bring knee to nose. Lengthen your spine as you stretch your leg back. And again, rounding spine, lifting up through your belly. And extend, reaching leg back. One more time. Round. Extending your leg back, hold it. Flexing your foot and sweeping that leg all the way around to the side. Put your foot flat, roll the big toe down. I'm just going to turn your mirror image for you so you can actually see. And again, you move your hips back and forward. Feel free to adjust the position of your ankle, your knee, and your hip if it doesn't work for you. But what we want to get is that beautiful release into that inner thigh on the right side. One more time. Stay back, round your spine, and push up to the tips of your fingers. Rolling yourself all the way upright and spreading your wings wide. Placing your right hand to the outside leg, left hand up, and let's go into that neck stretch. Stay here for a moment. And gentle releases. One more. Coming all the way up. Turn the palms of your hands up. And we slide over towards the left. And then come all the way back. Two more. Finding that length through your torso. And lift. Last one, a little bit of a reach, come all the way upright, and now let's do a little bit of a twist and a rotation towards that right leg, and come all the way to center. And again, a little bit of a twist, and center. Last one, center, hold, arms come up. Palms forward, cascade and roll all the way over, connecting abdominals, walking your hands forward, lengthen through the crown, lift your leg up, sweep your leg all the way to the back, and bringing that knee in. Left leg extends back, lifting leg up, pause for a moment, round your spine, draw knee to nose. And extend. And extend. One more time. And extend. Flex your foot. Sweep your leg up to the left. Placing your foot down and roll the outside blade of your foot nice and flat to the floor. Long spine, moving your hips backwards and forwards. And feel free to find your own rhythm here. Find the range that works for you and make any adjustments to your position that you need. Beautiful release for that deep front line or the deep midline of fascia. Stay back. Round your spine, really focus on your belly, lifting, press to the tips of your fingers. Slide your hands in and unravel your spine. Open your arms wide. Left hand to left, right arm up, leaning over to the side, pause here, and gentle releases. One more. Come all the way up. Turn the palms of your hands up and we slide to the right and back to center. So just giving yourself a little bit of a connection to the obliques, to the lateral lines of the body. Come back to the center, pause, and now let's do a twist. A little bit of a spiral and center. And again, we're going to spiral. And center. One more time. Come back, hold it, reach arms up, palms forward, cascade over. Lifting through the belly, walking your hands all the way forward, long spine, lift your leg up, sweep your leg back, and bringing your knee all the way in. Tuck your toes, let's transition to a downward facing dog. And once again, just pedal your heels down a few times. So I'm already feeling much looser in this position now. Press both heels all the way down to give yourself that release along the back line of your body. And now lift your leg up, but not too high. You want to keep your pelvis level. Point your toe and bring your knee towards your nose. Sustain yourself in the air, and then send it back to a three-legged dog. Point your toe, knee to nose, lifting through your belly. And send it all the way back. One more time, point, knee to nose, pivot your foot diagonally across the mat and lower your shin down. And look at that. So in the front, underneath you. Put your shin on the floor. That's it. And slide yourself back into your pigeon stretch. Bringing your arms down. Guys, you don't want any pain in the knee. So you're going to put a bolster underneath your hip so you're bum if you need. And then resting your head down. We're going to stay there for 8 breaths in and out. See if you can settle into the stretch and then allow yourself to stay there and see if you can breathe through any of the discomfort. You will probably reach a point where you would like to move away. And just see if you can stay for one more inhale and one more exhale. Two more breaths in and out. Feel yourself surrender a little bit deeper. And on your next breath, very slowly, very gently, bring yourself up onto your hands, tuck your back toes, and you're just going to lift the back knee, take the weight of your pelvis, and now listen, move your right hand up to the side and roll yourself onto your right bum, and then bring your left leg just around to the side. So you're just going to sit here for a second. So your right knee is bent in front of you. Your left leg is up to the side, straight leg. And just stay there for a moment. Place your right hand to the floor, and then up you come, balancing on your shin, reaching your arm overhead. And I like to look up into the palm of my hand, but if your neck doesn't like it, then you can turn your head and look down. Taking one more breath in, and then exhale, release, lower all the way down, and then you're going to spin yourself around. So I'm just turning sideways now. Spin yourself around to come into your sleeping pigeon on the other side. So whichever leg you had at the front last time, do the other side. I have my left leg at the front, and then lower your arms down. Yeah, that's it. And then let your head settle. Making any last minute adjustments. Give yourself props and padding wherever you need. And we have 8 breaths in and out. Just letting yourself settle a little bit deeper with each breath, almost a feeling of sinking. Taking one more inhale and one more exhale. And once again, walking your way up onto your hands. Move slowly and move gently. Tuck your back toes under. Lift the back knee. And now move your left hand out to the side, or whichever knee is at the front. Move that hand, roll onto your hip, and then just bring the outside leg around to the side. So you've got one leg bent in the front, one leg to the side. Stay there for a moment. And now, placing hand to the floor, left hand knee to the front, left hand on the floor, and lift up. And this is such a wonderful stretch called stargazer. Looking up towards your hand, or perhaps looking down towards the floor. Take a breath in, and slowly release all the way down. Good. And then bend your knees just in front of you and come forwards on your mat. Arms extended. Find length and energy through your spine. Curl your tail under. Rolling all the way back. Reaching arms overhead. Circle your arms. Lift your head and curl up. So if you need to help yourself, you hold on to your legs. Otherwise, use abdominals and then lift up nice and slow. And again, curl your tail under. Beautiful control. If you need a cushion under your lower back or under your head, you can also do so. Circle your arms around. Lift your head. Look forward and breathe. Nice work. Lovely, beautiful strength. And again, draw tail under. Reach back. Big circle. Lift your head. And this is going to be our last one. Draw your tail under. There's that lovely connection to your abs. Big circle around. And placing arms just beside you. Walk your feet a little closer towards your pelvis. Standing firmly to your feet. And getting ready for a pelvic curl. Tilting hips, rolling up into a bridge position. Pause here. Float your hands up to the ceiling, just above your chest. And then roll down through your spine. Imprint, and then placing your hands down. And again, tilting hips. Rolling up. A little bit of a lift from the base of your pelvis. Floating arms just to the ceiling. And ripple down through your spine. So every single movement that you're making is connected to your breath. Floating arms down. Rolling up. And it's up to you to decide when you inhale and when you exhale. Lifting arms, rolling down. Last one, bringing arms down, rolling hips all the way up. Bringing your hands up towards the sky, and then rolling down through your spine. This time, let your pelvis settle, but keep the palms of your hands up. Turn your hands to face each other. Open your arms wide. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last two, breathing in, breathing out. One more time, open your arms, stay here, and press the arms all the way down. Open your left knee to the left, rolling over onto your left side, right hand to the shelf of your pelvis, and left arm cradles your head. Stretch the right leg out, flexing into the foot, and we pause here for a moment as you just take the opportunity to set yourself up. Bottom of glutes are engaged. You're going to point your toe and draw a little circle with your leg in the air. 5, 4, 3. Keep stability here. 2, 1. Change directions, and we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Suspend. Flexing your foot, energy through the heel, finding your alignment. And then placing that right foot to the floor behind you, reaching that right hand up as you roll onto your back again, standing firmly to your feet and both arms lifted. Open your arms wide, press your hands down, open your right knee to the right, roll onto your right side, cradle your head, hand to your hip, and then stretching the left leg out long. Stay here for a moment. And listen, it doesn't matter if you're a little bit off your mat, as long as you feel comfortable. Pointing your toe and 5 little circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change directions. Focus on the stability as you work those bum muscles. 2 more. 1 more. Suspend. Flex the foot. Stay here just for a moment. And then reaching the left hand up. Stepping your left foot back to the floor. Rolling onto your back. Nice and controlled. Knees bent, arms reaching up, and once again, open your arms nice and wide and stay right here. Now walk your knees and your feet together, squeezing the inner thighs, rolling your knees to the left and look to the right. Come back to the center using abdominals. Rolling your knees to the right. Now you're keeping your ankles and knees really together. So you want one foot effectively is to come all the way off the ground. And then narrowing the waist as you come back to the center. Taking your knees to the side, look the opposite direction. And breathing out as you come all the way back. Let's just take a few more. Find length along your spine. Last 2. Exhale. Last 1. Exhale. And holding it here. Bringing your hands just beside you with the palms down. Tilting your pelvis and rolling all the way up into a bridge position. With your legs together, you might not be able to come up as high, so that's absolutely fine. And then roll down through your spine again, getting that little imprint into the lower back and release. And again, rolling hips up. And rolling down through your spine. Last 2. Pelvic curl. If you're feeling any strain or pain around the knees, and obviously that's not ideal. So feel free to separate your knees a little bit if you need to. Releasing down, last one, tilting hips, rolling up, and then rippling down through your spine, and release. Now give yourself a little bit of an imprint of the lower spine, so it's really forcing the lower abs to connect. Squeeze the legs together, and see if you can bring both legs up towards the sky. Hold it here. Take your hands behind your thighs, and we're going to do our slow roll up. Lifting your head. Exhale, curling all the way forward, so you're pouring your body weight. Forehead to knee. And then roll down through your spine. As soon as your arms are straight, you can float your feet up. Yes, and then transfer all the way back. Stay here for a moment, and then roll forward. So it's about pouring body weight. So straighten your elbows so that you can push your thighs. Yeah, there you go. And then curl. Yes, beautiful. And forehead to knee. Roll down your spine. So you want to bring yourself to a place where your elbows are straight and then you transfer back. Beautiful. You feel how smooth that is. And let's do 2 more. Thighs move away. Curling all the way forward. Forehead to knee. And then rolling back. Abs are connecting. Shifting body weight gently. Last one. Curling forward. Forehead to knee. And then rolling upright and sitting up nice and straight for a moment. Taking your hands just a little bit behind you. So if your wrists are flexible enough, you can have your fingers forward. Otherwise, you can turn the hands out. Separate the knees and feet very slightly. And then on your breath, lift your hips up and see if you can come up into a reverse tabletop. So it's quite a lovely stretch for the front of the shoulders. And then letting your hips settle all the way down. And we're going to do 2 more. Pressing into hands and feet. Lifting from the underside of your body. Take a little breath in. And down you come. And settle. We're going to do 1 more time. Pressing up. Lifting from the base of your pelvis. Stay here for a moment. And then releasing all the way down. Now, bring yourself onto your elbows. So this should feel quite easy now that we did that little stretch. Get your lower back in a happy place and the abs connected. Bringing right knee to tabletop. Bringing left knee up to join it. And we're just going to lightly tap the right toes to the floor. And then in the air, switch. So you're doing alternating knees. Tapping your toes. And see if you can find stability through the lumbar spine and pelvis as you disassociate from the hips. Taking 3 more. Bringing both legs all the way up. Pausing here for a moment. Take another breath in. And then glue the legs together. And are you able to place your feet to the ground without arching or straining into the lower back? Beautiful. Settle your feet. And then press yourself all the way up. Bringing the hands just to the side again. Separate your legs. And now we're going to do a little combination of all of this. So pressing up into a reverse tabletop. So there's an opening of the hips. And now lower the hips but don't sit. Lift your toes up and then push away from the heels of your feet. So there's the abdominal connection we were just working on. And then pull yourself forward and come up again. Beautiful. And again, pressing hips back and through. So this is the tendon stretch on the reformer modified for the mat. One more time. Press through. Yes. And come all the way up. Take a deep breath. And then releasing all the way down. Stretch your legs out. Walk your hands forward. And just allow yourself to literally, very nicely done. How those wrists doing? That's the killer, isn't it? Just make yourself literally relax over here for a moment. You don't want to have any strain in the lower back, so if you need to bend your knees a little bit, that's fine. But you should be feeling quite a nice release along the back line of your body here. Taking one more inhale and exhale. And then unravel and coming all the way up and tall. Spin your feet around to your right side, holding onto the right ankle. Left arm reaches up and over. Stay here. Bend your elbow to rest your head lightly on your head. Hand lightly on your head. Turn your head to look down, releasing your neck. Bring your head back to the front. Stretch your arm out. And coming all the way up. Spin your feet around to the left side. Holding onto the outside ankle. Right arm comes up and over. Bend your elbow, hand resting lightly on your head. Turn your head and look down. Bring your head back to the front. Stretch your arm and coming all the way up. Make your way onto all fours. Spreading your fingers out. Coming into a cat stretch. Rounding your spine. And then lengthening the spine and coming towards that gentle extension. And again, tuck tail. Push away from your arms. Tuck your chin in. Lengthen. One more time. Tucking your tail. Stay here. Tucking your toes under. And then move yourself into your downward facing dog. Pedal the heels. Send both heels all the way towards the ground. Relaxing into the back of your neck for a moment. Just taking 5 breaths in and out. Noticing how this feels different from when we first started. And now lifting your eyeline, softening your knees, walking your feet halfway up the mat, lining up your toes, walking your hands backwards towards your feet, and then just allow yourself to hang there. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. And then bend your knees deeply as you roll up into standing, rooting into your feet, lifting eyeline. Take a moment to roll shoulders back and around. And then just allowing your arms to settle. Close your eyes for a moment. And just as we started class, taking an opportunity to slow down, Notice how your body is feeling today. How are you feeling after the last hour of moving? How does your energy feel today? How does your energy feel now after the last hour of breathing? And in your own time, blinking eyes open, taking a deep inhale as you reach both arms all the way up, connecting tips of fingers, and as you open your arms, do a lovely twirling action with the wrists. Keep opening your arms, it's like flamenco hands, getting that release all the way down the arms, and then allowing your hands to settle beside you. Nicely done. You feel okay with everything? Yes, good. I tell you, when you start off with that standing flow, you just get warmed up so quickly.
Right. Great, thank you.
Pleasure.